Ladies and gentlemen,
good morning!
Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon on the Sports JEDI Network Heel of the Ring podcast, your morning fix on the world of pro wrestling. WWE Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, AEW, Evolve, MLP with hot takes, reviews, rumors, opinions. Tune in, let's start your day by getting over and feel the force.
Please hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel. Watch along with live wrestling events on Heel of the Ring playback app. Follow Samuel Lyon at SamuelEkPay7 on the X app.
Hey, good morning wrestling. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. Live on the Heel of the Ring podcast. Actually, I'm so elated to be back here once again for week 2 of this incredible opportunity to be here on Heel of the Ring podcast. I'm so really proud and happy. Last week we had our first comeback episode on episode 300 of AEW Dynamite. I really appreciate the opportunity. A big shout out to the man that runs the place, the one that holds down this thing, Sir Kev. Incredible job by he and Chris on Heel of the Ring podcast. I'm so elated to be back here this week on this episode 301, episode 301 of AEW Dynamite from Garland, Texas, for their go home show for AEW All In, taking place this Saturday. I'm looking at what I can do for this show for Good Morning Wrestling. So from what I'm really looking at here, would have an exclusive. I'm looking at having an exclusive Good Morning Wrestling for Monday morning. So everything going on at AEW All In on Saturday. Would have loved to bring it on Good Morning Wrestling on Sunday. Well, looking at it, I'm like, okay, Sunday, what it needs to do, because we still have a show to get through. So the wrestling fan and everything, and I don't know if the Heel of the Ring podcast will be live on Saturday. I doubt, because of the shows that we have. We have incredible packed weekend. So maybe Heel of the Ring podcast, the weekly show with Sir Kev and Sir Chris, will be done on Sunday. But even if they don't get to do that, I am promising a Good Morning Wrestling on a Monday morning. So I will actually break down AEW All In. And also the AEW collision for this Thursday tonight. So it will be a packed show on Monday, so don't miss it. I'll get to work on the show, and on Monday morning sharp, the channel will be bringing it up in. So I still remain your host, Samuel Lyon, the host with the most demand, or your Padres Paddy, your favorite Padre. I'm so elated to be here on Heel of the Ring podcast and on our subsidiary channel on Heel of the Ring podcast. So you could go follow that up and go with the show. I need to say thank you to everyone that tuned in last week. I saw incredible love. Thank you so very much. I saw the numbers. I'm elated to be back here on Heel of the Ring podcast, and I'm so elated to bring this show to you. So welcome. Good Morning Wrestling with Samuel Lyon is on. It's now. Let's get into it. Episode 300 AEW Dynamite from Garland, Texas. I mean, it was one thing about me, I always like to get into it the way I feel. It's all about feelings for me. I mean, it's not only not some wrestling that does feelings, so feelings for me too. Shout out to not some wrestling though, Sam Roberts. But personally for me, I looked at the show. I'm like, I caught the show earlier this morning, and I was like, do I feel like this show can push me to watch. Obviously, I have plans on watching AEW All In, right? And that's me being a fan. And obviously, with everything going on with them, they've had a year of like, okay, so what's going on here? But as I just tend to remove myself from the fan, I'm like, okay, if I was a casual, would I look at this show and want to? No, no, he did not actually do as a hardcore fan. We were watching anyways, so we are not gonna. I'm not gonna sit down and bullshit you. I'm like, oh, I'm not watching. Oh, no, we were going to watch anyways. But at the end of the day, I looked at it in this aspect of like, was this show going to push me? Is this show one that's going to push me to want to watch if I was not a fan? No, they did not do great of a job. I don't believe they did great of a job. That's my opinion. You might have different one. That's why it's Good Morning Wrestling. Why that's why it's an interactive show. That's why it's an interactive interactive program that we here at Hill of the Ring podcast try to bring. That's what Sakev strives on bringing on to the channel, and that's why I'm here to bring in the things that is going to be very amazing. So this is an interactive show. So look forward to get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, like that's just basically it. So I really want to have this the mindset of like the shows should be. I don't know, you can say, oh, AW wants to be different, AW wants to be this. That's why, to me, AW is a challenge for me because I love storytelling, I love storylines, I love emotions, and it's funny how they were the ones that were doing this. Like, they were the ones that pushed. Yet I know they are the pro wrestling centric, like a wrestling centric show. It's funny how it's pro wrestling company, but what would is the emotion? I mean, look at the boxing match that we are having soon between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. It's the emotions, it's the stories, it's the portage, the things in it. Oh, Katie Taylor, the two fights she won, she barely did this. Oh, she fought dirty. She used headbutts. Like, it's just all of that. And don't let's not like try to not, oh, and women are getting this and that and everything. Like, it's a women's boxing match. It's a match that normally years ago nobody would care, but these women, like, they've pushed the envelope. Nobody's talking about, oh, a woman's this thing. Is more of like these fighters. Now that is what I'm talking about. The fact that AW did this when it's like the first 2 3 years, AW, like, storytelling AW, great pro wrestling AW, they beat WWE hands down in our culture here in Nigeria. When somebody is really like bigger than you and better than you, there's this notion they say they'll beat you to the point that they have to even put their hands on your heart and your chest to see if you are breathing. AW did that to WWE. What happened to Triple H? Triple H being removed, everything, and NXT being scrapped. Like, it was all AW were the catalyst of all of that because they literally trashed WWE's ass. So I'm like, where is that AEW? When did they miss the mark? How did they get off the cuff? How did they get off the edge? And it's just like a whole lot of questioning on that note. And I'm like, I can understand when you want to watch great pro. If you just want to coast and watch good pro wrestling matchups, AEW is the company for you. If you don't want to know what's going on, like how they got there, like, AEW is that company for you. But I still need the wrestling. I need the amazing stories, and I hope they can get that to that point. Maybe All In is that's the WrestleMania. I hope by the time this is all said and done, they can start appreciating. I just hope they can push more on stories. I really wish that. That's why this was a challenge for me. I love that, and WWE is doing that and all of that. So I was like, I need AEW. Although Sacris and everything were taking care of the rest of WWE shows, I'm like, I don't want to do another WWE show. I need somebody. I need us to work on more on this company and see how I can do. And I will be the last person for the job. But I took the opportunity. I took the challenge. I'm like, no, I'm going to take it. I'm so that I can be as I want to be as blunt, as true, as authentic as I can be, so that you see it. These are another fan. Samuel Lion is another fan. Samuel Lion is also someone that that loves wrestling, that like loves it so much. So like I'm not going to come out here and sugarcoat it or not be real, and that's why I took the opportunity, and that's why we are here, and that's why we need to get straight to business and talk about the show. So shout out to Flixway for giving the opportunity to be in their office. So I'm in the Flixway studio here in Nigeria and everything. So to get your affordable wares and everything, you can see the everything we are here. Thank you so very much to Flixway. Shout out to Sakev, shout out to Chris and every other team member that are making Sport Journal Network, the brand, the channel, the thing, the great interview sessions that is always going on, the great shows and all of that. But this is Hill of the Ring podcast. This is the channel that we are on, Hill of the Ring podcast, the subsidiary channel for Sport July Network. And this is Good Morning Wrestling with Samuel Lyon. Thank you so very much for joining us. So let's get right into the show. So Tony Storm went all in on Mercedes Monet. Um, this opening segment between Mercedes Monet, the TBS champion, the six belt Monet, and Tony Storm was one of the good things that happened on the show, one of the positive things that happened on the show, and I loved what they did there. Now I need to get this out of the way. Great, good segment. Love the two women getting things like that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one. Mercedes Monet comes off too scripted. Like she comes off too as a talent, and it's just like incredible. This thing. Shout out to Small Joe and Willa Utah. That was a great match and everything. I just loved it. It was just kind of like one of those matches like just watch the big man just dismantle the young one. And what's up with the Willa Utah's hair right now? Like Willa Utah just getting all the crazy. But like I like the whole thing. Gabe Kidd putting coming into fair and all of that, and I know Joe winning the match with the submission and all of that. And this was one of the most important, obviously the most the pivotal point for the show. The Talkie Talk segment with MJF and Mark Briscoe. Okay, 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 I get it. Before I go into that, the craziness that transpired after this segment. For weeks, we saw the hot for months since coming in. They've been dominant, and this is the first time they've been so vulnerable. And to see coming in from the same team that were like, I mean, a shout out to Jacob Fatu, dog walked their ass, and like literally dog walked their ass like a couple of weeks back, a couple of weeks ago, even last week and all of that. Beat like this was their greatest challenge for the championship, and seeing them get in their game in today was incredible because I mean, come on. How would we look at them if they get their ass handed to them every single day? So the inferior tag team, I'm not saying inferior in a derogative term. I'm saying it in based on like what we see on TV and how there's no way in hell Christian and his son, what's his name? There's no way they are inferior. There's no way Speed Jet in Ashton Andretti and who crazy. There's no way they're inferior because they put in the work. They are superstars. They are athletes. They put in the work. But I'm just saying in terms of like the story and in terms of like the if there's even a story, there's not even a story there. In terms of like the arc that we are looking at, in terms of like the whole thing, this popularity, this shot of Benjamin, this MVP, this MGF, like these are great. These are faction, hot syndicate. Like this is great. Come on, and you look at the other thing like. So that's where I went with the inferior tag team. Like I like the fact that they handed their hearts to them. They went all in on them. Like it was just like a crazy situation, and I'm like, holy shit! Like all of that. Like it was a crazy scenario and crazy. So like it's just like a whole thing, and I would love to see it. Okay, I said this show is not even doing anything for me to watch out for like anything. You'll be shocked to realize right now while talking to while on this show now, and I'm like, now I would just can't wait to see Lashley and Shelton get ready to murder like literally murder, murder these teams on Saturday. I don't even know because they attacked Lashley's legs, and I don't know how that's gonna work out. But I mean, if you want to see Lashley mad and on one leg, I mean, a wounded lion. We'll get to see what that happens on. So the Talkie Talk segment, like I'll be real, I'll be honest. That was cringe as fuck. Like I was like, was this needed? Like I did not see the need in that. I mean, NJF is a great talker. They've been trying to put Mark Briscoe on that light. Um, I know, God rest his soul, Jay Briscoe being brought up and everything. We knew it. There's no way you're putting MJF in front of my that we know they will definitely bring that up. And I like the fact that talk about disarming your enemy or disarming your opponent, and Mark Wills brought it up before he brought it up. Like, I know you're gonna do that for me, but if you think that's gonna rile me up for me to make a mistake, I'm not going to do that. And talk about the lowest of the low, and MJF going lowest, and going with the if your brother was here, if there was anything about was a better man, if your brother was here, I know what he would have said to you. He would have said that it would have not been him in the accident, it would have been you. And like that's like the craziest thing to go for. Like nobody, like I did not see that. Yeah, I'm like, I know for sure we're gonna go in on the brother's case, the death and everything, try to bring that up. But Mark bringing that up already, I'm like, okay, so this harmed. What is he gonna say now? And he went for the children, not like went for, but more like kind of like touch there, and then went low on this. But I like it was just so cringe for me. It was just like I'm going to be honest. I was like I just stood up. I could not even. I'm like, uh, for someone that have lost a lot of things in life and everything, I don't. I get it's progressing, but most times there are some things. Obviously, that's the whole essence of pro wrestling. Like we have, it's a variety show. There's something for everybody. That one was not just for me, and if it's for you, kudos to you, good for you. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but like that one was not for me, and I like the fact I like the fact that at least they got the courage to do something, try to put more things to make this show, you know, so I don't know for the Casino Battle Royale, for All In, for the men. I don't know who's gonna win. MJF is the number one favorite for everybody. So I'm to the prediction on that. I'm like, okay, MJF should come out victorious, but we don't know what is it Battle Royale or Gauntlet match. I think it's a Gauntlet. So somebody should correct me there. So like it's just like a whole lot. Okay, no, it's a Gauntlet match. Casino Gauntlet match. So number one Briscoe, number two MJF. So yeah, we I think MJF. So MJF is gonna go all the way in, all in, and all the way to the. That would be cool to see him try to get his triple B back. So, the main event segments with the All Star 8-man tag team match, between the Bucks, Dead Riders. We had Shibata, we had Osprey and Hangman Page. Like everybody in like the two stories, the Swerve, Osprey, and the Young Bucks. Whoever wins, EVP strip or 1 year no challenge for the other team, and then the Texas Dead match between the champion John Moxley and Hangman Page. So kind of like an infusion of those two stories, like in one main event and all. And the end so like I was like they were beating your boys, and you had to cut a promo out there and with the tractor and all of that. Like that's what I did not really like. I did not really get that part. I was like that. So they're beating your boys out there, and like you're on a tractor cutting a promo, and he destroyed the limousine and all of that. It was just like a whole 1K thing and all of that. But like, I'm like, why are they beating? They're beating out your boys and everything. It was just like a whole crazy. But I cannot literally wait to see what they do on Saturday, and like it was just like that other kind of moment went off for me. But I really do love love the destruction of the, obviously we like when they're destroying things and processing, they're like, oh Jesus, it costs money, it's gonna destroy that. oh shit, they destroyed the limousine. That was a great moment. But like the logic of it or the reasoning, like they are beating your people and you're causing a promo, you are destroying like, yeah, priorities, please. And logic stories and it's just like a whole thing crazy. And he did come. Because we were asking where's 12, where's 12, and all of that. 12 was outside trying to get his shit in and all of that. So it was just like a whole lot. So we'll just go straight to the predictions. For the AW World Heavyweight Championship, I'm not seeing Hangman coming out victorious. I'm not, because from what we perceive, the story, not the big story, the story was for Hangman actually deserves it, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. I can't wait to be wrong. This thing was supposed to be for Darby Allin for the Gauntlet match for the main. I'm like, is Allin coming to win? If Oh, look at this! Like imagine MJF is almost at the end of it, and Darby Allin is the last one, and he beat him with the headlock like he did. MJF did beat him years ago, and that call back to that story and all of that. So it's just like a whole lot of things. And Mercedes Monet, like I said earlier, Tony Storm needs to get this win, and the tag team champions, you know for sure they're gonna brutalize the old team and all of that. I don't know if um the the team of Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardwood of FTR are going to be added to this, because they did have a segment tonight where they did their manager in what's his name was talking about how absurd it is that they were not even part of like the whole thing and all of that. So just hope and see and see what comes out of that. It's just like a whole lot of things and all, and I'm like, I just can't wait. So Collision tonight, Supercard of Honor on Friday Night SmackDown. We have Great American Bash. We have AEW All In. We have Evolution. It's just like a whole lot. And for an exclusive show for Good Morning Wrestling on Monday morning. So watch out. I'm gonna make sure that I get that done, and I'm gonna be in talks with Sakev to see how possible that can be. So for one day or for one time only, I believe that should be like a premium live event special where I get to do a Monday morning quarterbacking of everything that happens. So I'll be doing a Monday morning quarterbacking for Good Morning Wrestling on Monday, and we'll be back again on Thursday next week for another episode. So for the exclusive on Monday, don't miss out. This is Hill of the Ring podcast. I remain your host, Samuel Lyon. This was Good Morning Wrestling. Yeah, on the Hill of the Ring podcast. Thank you so very much for joining us, and please like, share, comment, reach out, whatever you have to say about the show and everything, do it and send it over, and comment and like and share. We love that. Thank you so very much. I still remain your humble host, your favorite padre, Samuel Lyon. It's funny, too old Vince McMahon, WWE-ish, then to produce, too processed, too like just too much. And I'm like, I just wish she could, like, I get the character, I get the CEO and everything, and, Tony Storm called it out and everything, but I just wish she could. I'm not saying she's not putting her heart into it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's not putting her heart into it, but I'm not feel. I don't know. I don't feel it's like talking about it. It gets me because I'm like, I'm not here trying to like criticize Mercedes Monet. Like, I'm the biggest Sasha Banks fan, Mercedes Monet fan ever. So it's not something that I can sit down here and say, oh, I'm here to criticize her. No, but all I'm saying here in essence is I really wish we could get her like pouring herself into it, like bringing in the Mercedes, the Sasha Banks, like try to bring in the NXT. And it was, like the big promo girl and everything. Promo has not always been her strong point, but I wish she could. I had, obviously she's not training for Hollywood and all of that, but I wish she could really put. I just feel like she has more in the tank. Well, great pro wrestler, great in-ring performer. I'm talking about like bringing in the emotions. What we are arguing with Charlotte Flair right now in terms of like, oh, Charlotte comes up to you. That's how I feel with Sasha now, because I'm like, Sasha, like no heart, no depth. I just hope she could be now. So she talked about legacy, destiny. She could becoming seven belts Monet. I mean, it's cool. Like I just like the fact, but looking at the segment and everything they did, I was like, I just Monet took me out of the this thing. I love how the segment ended with Tony Storm getting her way in. Tony really went all in on her. And now looking at it in the entire scope, I'm like, so who do you think um should take the win for the victory for the entire match? And I'm looking at, I'm like, it will be business wise for the moment and everything. Oh, Monet taking it and becoming, the picture, the moments, the seven belts and all of that. But I'm just looking at it. I'm like, nah. You then what do we do with Tony Storm? Like I just felt like after tonight, I get it. The pro wrestling standard or the pro wrestling law, the myth will always say anyone that stands strong on the go home show is the one to take the loss on the main on the show that they are promoting for. So who took this? Who stood tall this on the Go Home show? Tony Storm. So everybody, nobody out there, like everybody, just like everybody wants Tony to win, but everybody just believe like there's no way money is not working out with us. Like AW would never, Tony, Mercedes, they would never go. Like listen to anyone that tells them for money not to take the play. Like no, they're not gonna give her. And in some way, I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't even feel Tony Tony needs to go home with that title. I don't know how possible that can be, but I don't feel like Tony Storm is the right person to beat Mercedes Moné because Tony is a big star on her own. Moné needed to be beaten for the first time with somebody needed to beat Moné, somebody that needs the victory, someone like Athena needing to win, and she's in Texas, she's a Texas girl, a Dallas girl, and I'm like, why wasn't she slated for that? It's just so crazy. Somebody that needs to win money for them to go higher in ranks needs to do this. But right now, our hands are forced. They are giving us money, Tony, and like Tony needs to go walk away. So if this is a prediction show, which I'm doing right now, Tony Storm, I'm going with Tony Storm for this one. I just have a feeling that that's not going to be the case, but I want to put my hand. I hope they can do the right thing. I hope this that turns out with Tony Storm coming out victorious from that match. So we had the Proto Shida, that's Kyle Fletcher and Kenosuke, um, and Brody King versus Brody King and Bandido, the AW, I said the AW, the Ring of Honor World Champion. And we say Shita is having a match with Bandido for at Ring of Honor Supercard. So the match was amazing, incredible match up there, and the obviously the people that needed to take up the win, the heels took the win, and I saw that Carl Fletcher is taking Adam Cole in all in for the is it TNT or TBS? Okay, TBS is the Monet's own TNT Championship, so Adam Cole will watch out for that. Ricochet versus Blake Christian. Blake Christian really earned his money on this episode, on this match, because I don't know if he's signed. If he's signed, please somebody should chime in and let us know if he's signed. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know if he's signed. But this is one of the first time, aside from the first time he appeared, this is like one of the first time like I looked at him. I'm like, okay, because he kudos to Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet is another one. Before we get to Ricochet, let me finish with my thoughts on Break, please. And like this is the first time like I saw him like he was showcased and I could see him. Great. He put in his work, put in the ring time to good got the moment right. I mean the fight scene with the gates of agony, putting hands in the match, the scene with he did give a video that, okay, I'm going to go in on you, I'm going to you bowed crazy like it. So he promised to beat the bowedness out of him, and like he constantly went for the head. I know that's like the comedic shade and all of that, but like he really proved like when a babyface makes a promise, they should keep it, and he did that. I believe he's a babyface for this one, and it was incredible. Like I love what they did there. Amazing, great matchup. Ricochet coming out victorious with the Gate of Agony. Like that was an incredible match. And the Talkie Talk, Ricochet, yeah, Ricochet is one of the crazy thing, with Ricochet, and yeah, Ricochet, like personally for me, after the crazy transition he had, moving from WWE to AEW. Like I, for one, personally was also like I'm part of the the bandwagon of fans that were like, I don't know, you're going to AEW. I know Ricochet is a great in-ring performer and he wants to wrestle, but WWE now is pushing more on story, the big stars and all of that, and opportunities are really, really like this for people to really get the opportunity to showcase themselves. And yes, he did the right thing, money-wise, the right thing, career-wise, going to AEW to get more in-ring time to push more on that, and maybe later see if he could get back. But like, I did not really like the fact that he left. I'm like he had like I just saw him like a Triple H baby because he was part of the Black and Gold brand when they were building and all of that. So I felt like maybe that's gonna continue, and they did. Triple H did put in, or would I say the company did put him in strategic points, but not like a pivotal point that at least he's getting in AEW since he got here. It's by August by um I believe by August will be like 1 year since he came to AW doing All In last year at Wembley Stadium. So like it's kind of like poetic at least. It's getting in ring time. Like the heel persona he now moved on. You're like, okay, so how are we gonna take this and all of that? So it's just like a whole scenario going on there. But I like the fact that everything like he did push himself and like take this upon himself and like yeah he is and everything. I love the fact he took the match, and I'm like I want to see more from that. And I think right now they're about to give him a faction if he's not already have a faction. So now that I'm reviewing AW going forward here for Hill of the Ring podcast, I'll be weekly to see what they can do with him and how he can evolve as a talent. And it's just like incredible this thing. Shout out to Small Joe and Willa Utah. That was a great match and everything. I just loved it. It was just kind of like one of those matches like just watch the big man just dismantle the young one. And what's up with Willa Utah's hair right now? Like Willa Utah just getting all the crazy. But like I like the whole thing.